नमस्कार सम्पूर्ण मित्रहरू। सधैँ चाहिँ आज पनि हजुर समक्ष विशेष जानकारी लिएर अथवा जानकारीमूलक कार्यक्रम लिएर आएको छु। मसँग आज हुनुहुन्छ रेनल्ड्सबर्ग YMCA को एक्जिक्युटिभ डाइरेक्टर क्रिस क्रुम भनेर हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँसँग आज भलाकुसारी गरेर उहाँको जीवन कसरीमा उहाँ के गर्नुहुन्छ, कसरी ठाउँमा पुग्नुभयो र उहाँको बाल्यपन कस्तो भयो, उहाँको वयस्कपन कस्तो भयो, यस्ता विभिन्न कुरामा आज हामी कुराकानी गर्नेछौँ। उहाँसँग धेरैजसो अङ्ग्रेजी भाषामै म कुराकानी गर्छु, तर अङ्ग्रेजी गर्दै गर्दै उहाँको बोलीलाई पनि म उल्था नेपाली भाषामा पनि गर्छु। अगर तपाईँ कसैलाई पनि रेनल्ड्सबर्गमा वरिपरि बस्नुहुन्छ, रेनल्ड्सबर्ग YMCA को बारेमा तपाईँलाई जान्न मन लागेको छ भने यो आज मौका हो। साथै रेनल्ड्सबर्गको YMCA मा के कस्ता कार्यक्रमहरू हुन्छन् र तपाईँले कसरी संलग्न हुन सक्नुहुन्छ, सहभागी हुन सक्नुहुन्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि आज धेरै सिक्न पाइन्छ। तर त्योभन्दा विशेष जो रेनल्ड्सबर्गदेखि बाहिर बस्नुहुन्छ, तपाईँले पनि यहाँ अमेरिकामा भनौँ कस्तो खालको बाल्यपन हुँदो रहेछ, वयस्कमा कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ, हाई स्कुलमा कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ भन्ने त्यो जीवनको बारेमा पनि जान्ने मौका पाउनुहुन्छ। र तपाईँलाई सधैँ चाहिँ म भन्छु, अझ फेसबुकमा हेरेर हुनुहुन्छ भने प्लिज त्यसलाई फलो गर्नुहोला। युट्युब र इन्स्टाग्राममा पनि फलो गरेर अथवा युट्युबलाई सब्सक्राइब गर्नुहुन्छ भने तपाईँलाई म पूर्ण आशा छ। त्यति भन्दै म आजका पाहुनालाई म अगाडि निम्त्याउँछु। तपाईँ सबैजनालाई फेरि म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु, प्लिज यसलाई अन्तिमसम्म हेर्नुहोला र लाइक सेयर गर्न नभुल्नुहोला। Krish, namaste. So it looked like your voice, I could not hear you. Did you mute yourself?
Of course I did.
Yes,
Namaste.
yes.
How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So thank you for finding time and coming to my show. We planned that I think quite some time ago, and today we're here.
Yes.
So how did this work is, I talked to you a little bit before. I will be speaking in both the languages, both the English and Nepali, and sometime we'll get some comments or questions from the audience as well. Sometimes not that much, but I would like you to speak a little bit short sentences so that I can interpret better. And that doesn't mean that you have to be keeping very, very short, but really finish your chain of thought, but make it as much as possible for me to interpret.
Yeah, sure.
So with that, I just want to, I think I'll better to give you introduce. Can you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, so that then we'll move forward from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name's Chris Kroom. I am the executive director at the Reynoldsburg Community Center YMCA. I've been there since middle of November. Been in Ohio for 13 years. Was previously in Indiana for my entire life, but I spent my entire career in higher education and campus recreation, and now I've moved over to nonprofits.
Right. Thank you. मसँग आज क्रिस क्रुम हुनुहुन्छ। उहाँ अहिले रेनल्ड्सबर्ग YMCA कम्युनिटी सेन्टरको एक्जिक्युटिभ डाइरेक्टर हुनुहुन्छ र उहाँ भर्खरै नोभेम्बरदेखि यहाँ सर्नुभयो र उहाँ यहाँभन्दा अगाडि पर इन्डियानामा हुनुहुन्थ्यो र जिन्दगीभरि उहाँ काम गर्नुभयो उहाँको अहिलेको जीवनसम्म र अहिले चाहिँ यहाँ आएर राम्रो काम गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भन्नुभयो। So Chris, thank you again. So in this one, what I do is, first, generally, I wanted to bring the idea how in a person's life begin, how did they grow up, and what are their experiences here. And I have my audience from all different parts of the world, so it would be nice. Can you share some of your very memorable experiences that you have when you were in high school, or maybe let's start with the elementary school. Do you think of anything that is interesting? Can you share with us?
Yeah, when I think about elementary school, I go back to second grade. I was about 8 years old, and my uncle was in the United States Navy serving on an aircraft carrier. And at that time, they did Tiger cruises where they could bring two family members onto the aircraft carrier. So I got to take a week off of school and go spend an actual week on an aircraft carrier sailing from Jacksonville up to Norfolk with my uncle. And boy, I can remember every single detail of that trip.
Great. उहाँलाई भन्नुहुँदैछ, मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ, उहाँ बाल्यकालमा एलिमेन्ट्री स्कुलमा हुँदाखेरि 2, 3, 4, 5 कक्षासम्म हुँदाखेरि तपाईँको एउटा सुनौलो अनुभव के थियो त्यो सेयर गरिदिनुहोस् न भनेर थिएँ मैले। र उहाँको यो अमेरिकामा हुँदा फ्लोरिडामा ज्याक्सनभिलमा उहाँको अङ्कल चाहिँ उहाँको मामा काका कोही चाहिँ अब युएस नेभीमा एयरफोर्समा काम गर्नुहुन्थ्यो र उहाँलाई कोही नानीहरूलाई लिएर घरको परिवारको 2जना लिएर आउँदा हुन्छ भनेर उहाँलाई सानो 2 क्लासमा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ एयरक्राफ्ट करियरमा गएर चढेर त्यहाँ गएर घुमेको अनुभव मलाई बहुतै मजाको आउँछ भन्नुभयो. So, Chris, like very interesting to see that when you were talking about second grade. I have my incident of my second grade, which is
Yeah.
very different from what you have. But let me ask one more question on elementary school.
Yeah.
How was your experiences with the teachers, and
Ah,
how are the parents communicate with the teachers when
yeah.
you were in elementary school? Can you share some of those things? Whatever detail you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, I think back to again my elementary school, I loved all my teachers. I can still remember probably most of my teachers' names, Mrs. Cook, Mrs. Wyndham, Mrs. Bennett. I could probably list off every single name, and the parent teacher interactions were always fantastic. There was a very good rapport. I wasn't the best student, but I sure tried. But e- even though I wasn't the best, they helped me along the way, and I can always think back positively on my experiences in elementary school. It was always just a really good experience.
Well, let me tell you one incident because usually I don't share my thing, but
Yeah.
this brings me to share my thing with you and to my audience as well. When I was in second grade or first grade, I grew up in Bhutan. I was born in Bhutan. That is my
Hmm.
country, my citizenship, everything was there. But the king
Yeah.
took that off, and all those things. We can share that and then in sometime afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But in Bhutan, there is a one language which is spoken by the king and its a clan, which is called Jonka.
Hmm.
So we, as a student at that time, used to think that the Jonka teacher is a kind of death god.
Oh,
So
wow.
literally, I remember one
Yeah.
time we were asked to read one chapter of a book of the Jonka.
Hmm.
One of my friend who is right now here in Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, he could not read, okay, because he didn't understand, he could not read. Then the punishment given to him was like he was asked to come in front of all of a lot of students,
Yeah.
and his earlobe was pulled, literally, for the
Oh.
second grade class student,
Oh.
and it broke, and we saw a
Mm.
white, not the red thing, and afterwards it bleeded down.
Oh.
So that was the incident that I
Um.
remember of my second grade.
Yeah.
And corporal punishment was very normal out there, which is weird thing, but it was there. Anyway, thank you for sharing that one, and it's very
Yeah.
much.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think with corporal punishment, I mean, when I was in elementary school, we certainly had it, but that was more just a spanking or something like that.
But yeah, in Bhutan, the Jonka, the Lopen, they call it. That's a terrible,
Yeah.
terrible thing. Anyway, thank you for sharing. मैले
Hmm.
उहाँलाई भन्नुभयो उहाँ कस्तो थियो जिन्दगी भनेर मैले मेरो पनि घटना बताएँ जुन चाहिँ भुटानमा हुँदा 1 क्लासमा कि 2 क्लासमा हुँदा भुटानमा लोपेनले कुटेको लोपेनले कान च्यातेको थियो मेरो एउटा साथी जो अहिले एरिजबर्गमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यो घटना उहाँलाई बताएँ. Indu Bhusan Gautam, he's from Virginia, is asking my question: who sets the agenda for youth? What are the emerging issues of youth, and where are the gap to address to meet their demands? Indu Bhusanji, I think we'll answer this question after my second question. Is that okay, Chris?
Sounds good.
All right, but definitely, I think we'll start from his question only. So, Chris, thank you. That was your elementary school experience, and
Yeah.
also to move up. I think that many of my audience they will have this question about how does the school in the United States look like for both the things. But those who are here, they may have some experience. But
Yeah.
people like me who had a high school in different part of the world
Yeah.
may not know, may know, right? Can you share some of your memorable experiences that you had in a high school?
Yeah. I mean, for me, high school, like any teenager, I think was probably tough for, tough years. But, um, again, our schedule was a little bit different than a lot of high school schedules. We were on a block schedule. So we had 4 classes one day, then 4 classes the next day, and then we'd flip that way. But again, I can remember I got to pick my path, and I really got to study a lot of what I wanted to study, which is where I started to get into more physical fitness and doing that. But I was a swimmer. I was a varsity swimmer in high school, and I mean, we were crazy people. So one of my most memorable experiences was we had a snow about like what we've had right now, and we all put on our speedos, getting ready for practice. But we decided instead of going to practice right away, we were going to run outside in front of the whole school while school was getting out, and we made snow angels in our speedos in front of the entire school. Absolutely hilarious and funny. None of us got sick, but it was hilarious.
Wow. And which plant? Where it is?
This was back in Anderson, Indiana. That's where I went to
Oh,
high
Indiana.
school.
Okay,
So
Indiana.
yeah,
सो हेर्नु त साथीहरू मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ उहाँको बाल्यकालमा हुँदाखेरि 11-12मा पढ्दा उहाँको एउटा मेमोरेबल घटना के थियो भन्दाखेरि उहाँहरू पौडी खेल्न भनेर लुगासुगा खोलेको अवस्थामा अत्याधिक जाडो हिउँमा 3-4 फिट जतिको हिउँ भएको बेला चाहिँ साथीभाइ भेला भएर चाहिँ अब जस्तै त्यो 17-18 वर्षको मूर्खताको विचारधारा भएको बेला चाहिँ बाहिर गएर नाङ्गै भएर चाहिँ हिउँको थुप्रो राशि थुपारेर स्नो एन्जलमा बनाएको थियो त्यो एउटा घटना चाहिँ मलाई अझै आउँछ भन्नुहुँदैछ र म अब उहाँसँग आज विषयवस्तुतिर पस्न खोजेँ तपाईँ सबैलाई कुन सिटीबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्लिज लेखिदिनु होला रघु तिमसिनाले भन्नुभयो फ्रम ब्ल्याक लेक ओहायो भन्नुभयो इन्दुभूषण गौतमले भन्नुभयो मेनी युथ्स आर लेफ्ट बिङ मिस मेन स्ट्रिमिङ what are the programs available for early easily for a youth for being them in the mainstream of the market job. Okay, thank you, Indubhushanji. Now let's start with his question only, Chris. So his
yeah.
first question was, if you can read or not, who sets the agenda? Michael, who sets the agenda for youth? What are the emerging issues of the youth, and where are the gap to address to meet the demands? So, can you just go that one?
Boy, yeah, I think some of the emerging issues for youth today, again, I have a nephew who's about 12, so I really keep track with that, but it's belonging. It's really about creating cultures and centers of belonging for our youth. Coming out of COVID where our kids were on screens all the time and learning, in those formative years, they really missed out on a lot of that cohesion that they would form with their classmates, with their teachers in those systems. And while they might have gotten the book learning, they didn't get the life learning. So that's where I think what we're doing with the Y, with team sports, with group swim lessons, it's super important to get our kids into those. Not only do they learn a skill, not only do they get to go play and have fun, they're belonging. They're with their peers. They're engaging. They're having that human interaction. I think that's what we see a lot of. People are they're glued to their screens like that. My nephew is glued to his every time I see him. And again, we didn't see that necessarily as much in previous generations. COVID really it put us a little bit back with isolation. It was easy to fall back into what's happening on here rather than what's happening right here today. And
Wow,
that's one of
thank
the things that I really work with our youth here at the Y.
Wow, thank you. Very, very important point. Let me tell these things, and summarize things what you mentioned that in
Yeah.
Nepali language. धन्यवाद जो हेर्नु हुँदैछ इन्दुभूषणजी हजुरले सोधेको क्वेसन मैले सोधेको थिएँ उहाँले भन्नुहुन्छ युथलाई कसरी चाहिँ कस्ता कस्ता कार्यक्रम छन् के छन् समस्या भन्ने कुरामा समग्रमा उहाँले भन्दाखेरि जुन चाहिँ कोभिड पछाडि कोभिडको समयमा नानीहरूले अब स्क्रिनमा दिनभरि बस्नु पर्यो र त्यहाँबाट सिक्नु पर्यो त्यसको विडम्बना के भइदियो भने जुन चाहिँ एउटा मानिसदेखि अर्को मानिससँग बसेर भलाकुसारी गर्दा गफ गर्दा हुने किसिमको जुन एउटा वातावरण थियो त्यो वातावरणबाट नानीहरू टाढा भए त्यो टाढा भइसके पछाडि उनीहरू चाहिँ यो अहिलेको पुस्ता चाहिँ विशेष गरेर फोनमा बेसी झुम्मिने स्क्रिनमा बेसी झुम्मिने भएको कारणले गर्दा उनीहरूसँग जुन पुस्ताको फाँट भयो त्यो फाँट बढेको छ र यसकोलाई के गर्दै गरेको छु र के गर्नुपर्छ भन्दा चाहिँ जसरी नानीहरूलाई भेलाउने एक आपसमा गफ गर्ने स्विमिङ लेसनमा स्विमिङ गर्न जाने अथवा कुनै पनि खेला खेल्ने केही गर्दा जहाँ चाहिँ एक आपसमा दुईजना मान्छे भेला होस् गफ गरोस् र गफ गरिसके त्यहाँबाट जो निक्लिने वातावरण हो त्यहाँबाट जो निक्लिने सम्भावना हो त्यो चाहिँ फाल्टै किसिमको हुन्छ र यिनीहरूलाई बढाउनका लागि म काम गरिराखेको छु भन्नुहुँदैछ त्यही भन्दै म अरू साथीहरू जो तपाईँका क्वेसन छन् भने प्लिज अहिले राखिदिनु होला किन उहाँ विज्ञ हुनुहुन्छ यो मामलामा र तपाईँले कुन सिटीबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ कृपया नबिर्सिकन लेखिदिनु होला र फेरि इन्दुभूषणजीले सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ हिज क्वेसन ओन्ली मेनी युथ्स आर लेफ्ट आउट बिङ मेन स्ट्रिमिङ what are the programs available easily for youths to bring them to mainstream of a job market? So similar question, but I think different answer.
Yeah, so we're talking about programs that bring youth to a job market. Yes? Is that
Hmm.
what that's the question? Yeah, I think it starts young. Again, I think we're looking at how do we get kids interacting like what we're doing right here. That's one of the biggest things that as I've hired employees throughout the year, I've worked with a lot of high school kids. It's these kinds of soft skills, right, that we have that employers are looking for no matter what you want to do. So for me, I think getting our kids involved in these sports first off, just getting them involved with other kids their age, teaching them. But then as they get older, encouraging those kids, we talk a lot about make sure you get that internship, make sure you get that, this experience, that experience. Get a job. Have that 15, 16, 17-year-old kid get that first job, whether it's, we have plenty of those right at the Reynoldsburg YMCA, but whether it's, working at the Y, whether it's working at McDonald's, whether it's working somewhere, start to get those soft skills there. When you go to college, they're going to give you everything you need up here. But everything that you need right here is what you're going to learn in that first job. I always tell lifeguards when I used to, manage aquatics, I know that most of you are probably never going to pick up this rescue tube again when you leave. But what you can take with you is timeliness, responsibility, having that sense of being able to communicate with somebody else in a professional setting. That's what's important, is getting that first job, getting it as a teenager, whatever it is, and then doing it to the best of your ability, making sure that you take it seriously and learn from it.
Wow. Wow, wonderful answer. मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ के गर्नुपर्छ नानीहरूलाई चाहिँ भन्दाखेरि उहाँ जुन चाहिँ इन्दुभूषणजीले कस्तो राम्रो प्रश्न सोधिदिनु भयो। अरूले पनि क्वेसन सोधिदिनु होला, यस्तो क्वेसन सोध्ने मलाई सहयोग हुन्छ तपाईँले, मलाई मेरो आधा काम घटाइदिनु भयो, धन्यवाद इन्दुभूषणजी। मैले उहाँले सोध्नु भएको थियो के गर्नुपर्छ नानीहरूलाई, जुन चाहिँ अहिलेको नानीहरूको जुन एक किसिमको वितृष्णा भएको, जुन मेन स्ट्रिम भनेको जुन यहाँको मुख्य धाराको समाजदेखि बाहिर जाँदै गरेको, जागिरमा जान जाह्रो परेको अवस्थाका लागि त्यो चुनौतीलाई सामना गर्न भन्ने प्रश्न सोध्नु भएको थियो। त्यसको जवाबमा उहाँ भन्नुहुन्छ हाम्रा नानीहरूलाई हामीले सकेसम्म उनीहरूका उमेरका अरू नानीहरूसँग गएर घोलमेल हुन सहयोग गर्नु पर्यो, त्यसका लागि प्राथमिकता दिनु पर्यो। अब हाम्रो कन्टेक्स्टमा ल्याएर हेर्ने भने विभिन्न किसिमका भनौँ उदाहरणका लागि भजन कीर्तनको कुरा पनि आयो, त्यहाँदेखि लिएर गएर स्पोर्ट्समा आयो, बास्केटबल भयो, भलिबल भयो, सक्कर भयो, स्विमिङ इत्यादि कुराकानी भयो भने अर्को चाहिँ अब जब नानीहरूले 11-12मा जाँदैछन् भने इन्टर्नसिपलाई अनपेड इन्टर्नसिपको मौका पायो, अपर्च्युनिटी पायो भने त्यहाँ लाने, पेड भयो भने त्यहाँ लाने, अथवा साथसाथै 11-12मा नानीहरूलाई पैसा जागिरको कुरा आउँछ, जबको कुरा आउँछ, त्यो जागिर त नानीले जागिरका लागि त नानीलाई प्रोत्साहन गर्ने, जागिरमा लगाइदिने। त्यसको कारण चाहिँ त्यो नानीले जागिर गरेर धेरै पैसा कमाउँछ अथवा त्यो के सिक्छ भन्ने कुरा भन्दा पनि जुनले त्यहाँ गएर उसले सिक्नुपर्ने, आफ्नो जीवन जिउनका लागि सिक्नुपर्ने कला हो, त्यो कला त्यहाँ सिक्ने उसले मौका पाउँछ। साथसाथै त्यो रेनल्ड्सबर्ग वाइएमसिएतिर बहुत धेरै यस्ता सानातिना जबहरू हुन्छ, त्यहाँ एप्लाई गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। अरू म्याकडोनल्डमा हुन्छ, ब्रान्ड्स एन्ड नोबल विभिन्न ठाउँमा हुन्छ, त्यहाँ गएर आफूले ती जागिर गरिसके पछाडि दिमाग बढाउनका लागि, दिमागलाई सही तरिकामा हिँडाउनका लागि भनेको कलेजमा गएपछि उनीहरूले बहुत धेरै कुरा सिक्न सक्छन्, तर मनलाई सही बाटोमा लाएर सही बाटोमा अघि बढ्नका लागि, सही बाटो लिएर अघि बढ्नका लागि भनेको चाहिँ जीवन जिउने कला सिक्नुपर्छ। त जीवन जिउने कला सिक्नका लागि चाहिँ 11-12 वर्षमा सही तरिकाले म काम गर्नुपर्छ भनेर काममा जाने र काममा गरिसके पछाडि त्यो नियमलाई फलो गर्ने, समयमा जाने, समयमा आउने यस्ता कुराहरू सिक्छन् भनेर उहाँले भन्नुभएको छ। थ्याङ्क यू क्रिस। I have
Absolutely.
Indubhusan says, thank you so much for excellent answer with evidence. So thank you. Then Manu Dula Dangal is watching from Westerville, and number 12 from Columbus. I am from Columbus, member YMCA, and somebody is watching from Cincinnati. Now, Vim Lami Chane is telling Vim Lami Chane from Pataskala, Ohio, to hear your childhood memories and also have a great memory power. And also, I would like to hear good things that the childhood teachers did in Bhutan, Bhubaneswar, and also from USA. So I literally speaking, I mean, to be very frank, I have no good memory about teachers when I was young in Bhutan. मसँग चाहिँ टिचरले राम्रो गरेको चाहिँ एउटा पनि उदाहरण छैन। टिचर भनेको चाहिँ अब अनफर्चुनेटली कतिजना टिचरहरू हेर्नुहुँदैछ होला, so there are many teachers they may be watching here right now, my teachers maybe they are somewhere else, But in my experience, the teachers I had when I was young, especially when elementary school, I used to consider them as a death guard. Literally, they were only maybe I had a no education, or they might have education gap. Something was there, but I have the experience only bad and the worst experience, a nightmare only. That's it. I have nothing, nothing called good experience in Bhutan when I was young. So that's what it is. So you have excellent experience. So Pim Lamichane is telling that's a good experience there. All right. So thank you. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask and make sure you share this thing. So now, let me ask some of the questions to you that I prepared before we came, and I will continue
Hmm.
to take that question from the audience also. So, Reynoldsburg YMCA. So you are new, but for
Hmm.
this YMCA, I was a founding board member when it was
Yeah.
not even existent. There was some different kind of swimming pool was there,
Yeah.
and that was not there for many number of years. And later on, Reynoldsburg, we built that. I mean, city built that one and given to the
Hmm.
YMCA for running, right? So now, as we see, as you were telling us before, that this is one of the most busy, right? Busy, one of the busiest
Hmm.
Y in the region.
Yeah.
So let me just ask this question: how did you choose? How you were chosen to this Y in a larger picture? Can you share with the audience?
Yeah. So for me growing up, I was a YMCA kid back in my hometown. I played YMCA soccer, not very well, but I played it. And I learned how to swim at a YMCA. So that really set the foundation for what I did later in my career, which was recreation and well being. Um, I realized that's what I wanted to do um, with my career and with my life. And I spent 20 years doing that at the higher education level. But the opportunity in Reynoldsburg came up, and I moved to Ohio 13 years ago for a job, but I found a home here in Central Ohio, and I couldn't imagine leaving it. And this opportunity to come back, give back to a community, and be able to do all the things that were provided to me as a kid when I was at the YMCA. It's a full circle moment, and it was just the right place, right time, right position. It's what I love to do.
थ्याङ्क यू। मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ तपाईँ वाइएमसीमा कसरी आउनुभयो, तपाईँको कस्ता कस्ता अनुभव छन् भन्दा, वाइएमसीमा आउनुको कारण चाहिँ जब उहाँ सानो हुन्थ्यो, सानो छँदा चाहिँ वाइएमसीमा जाने, सकर खेल्ने, अरूको विभिन्न कुरामा इन्भल्भ हुने थियो। त्यहाँबाट जिन्दगी बढ्दै घुम्दै जाँदाखेरि उहाँले अरू पछाडि त्यसै खालको काम पनि खोज्नुभयो। अनि आजभन्दा 13 वर्ष अगाडि ओहायोमा आउनुभएको थियो केही जागिरका लागि, तर यहाँबाट छोडेर जाने उहाँको कुनै परिकल्पनै आएन र उहाँले ओहायोलाई नि घर बनाउनु भयो र घर यति राम्रो छ यहाँबाट हिँड्ने कुरै छैन भन्ने कुराको। Thank you. Now let me get into the next question, which is the
Yeah,
part of that one only. So many people in our audience, they may know YMCA, what is it, and
yeah.
many are there who have no idea what is YMCA. So can you tell in a larger picture what is YMCA in general and what we do in Reynoldsburg branch, so that people, if they are interested, they can come and join all this process itself.
Yeah, so the YMCA, it's a lot of people think of it as just a gym, and it's really more than a gym. I like to think of it as the heartbeat of our community. You know, our vision is to build strong communities where all people can reach their full potential, whether that is through sport, whether that is through exercise, whether that is through youth programming. We're here to make our communities stronger and reach their full potential. We promote healthy living, social responsibility, and youth development right here in Reynoldsburg, across the country, and we meet the local needs and serve the communities that we live in. And again, I think the other thing we do really well is provide accessible programs and resources to families and individuals, with opportunities for, financial aid, so that there aren't any barriers for people to come in, build that routine, and live a healthy life. To me, that's one of my absolute favorite things about the Y is we don't turn people away. We will work with you to find a way to make the Y your home as well.
Great, thank you. मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ वाइएमसिए भनेको के हो र रेनल्ड्सबर्ग वाइ चाहिँ कस्तो छ भन्ने कुरा सोधेको थिएँ। वाइएमसिए भनेको तपाईँ कतिजनालाई थाहा छ होला, को वाइएमसिए आउनुहुन्छ म आउँछु भनेर लेखिदिनुहोस्, तपाईँले त्यहाँनिर वाइ लेखिदिनु भयो भने हुन्छ, वाइएमसिए लेखिदिनु भयो भने मलाई थाहा हुन्छ यहाँनिर। आउनुहुन्न, थाहा छैन तपाईँको लागि भने रेनल्ड्सबर्गमा पनि वाइएमसिए छ र संसारभरि छ। इट्स वर्ल्ड वाइड अर्गनाइजेसन, राइट? वाइएमसिए इज एभ्रिवेयर इन द
Hmm.
वर्ल्ड।
Yep.
सो संसारभरि जहाँ पनि छ, स्पेसली अमेरिकामा 4पट्टि छन् वाइएमसिए। र वाइएमसीमा भनेको कतिजनाले चाहिँ त्यहाँ गएर जिम गर्ने भन्ने पनि सोचिन्छ, त्यहाँ जिम पनि हुन्छ हुन चाहिँ, तर त्योभन्दा विशेष गरेर चाहिँ विभिन्न किसिमका स्पोर्ट्स भयो, अब जिम पनि भयो, भलिबल भयो, बास्केटबल भयो, इत्यादि कुरा, स्विमिङ, विभिन्न कुराकानी हुन्छन्। त साथै त्यहाँ आएर मान्छे भेट्ने ठाउँ पनि हुन्छ। अनि अब जुन ठाउँमा छ वाइएमसिए, त्यो ठाउँको लोकलको व्यवस्थालाई आधार बनाएर, त्यो लोकलको निड के हो, त्यहाँका मान्छेलाई कस्तो आवश्यकता पर्छ भने त्यसका लागि कार्यक्रम बनाइएका हुन्छन्। र अर्को राम्रो कुरा चाहिँ के छ भने कतिजना गरिबी रेखादेखि मुनि भएका, कनिक आर्थिक स्थिति कमजोरी भएका मान्छेहरू वाइएमसिएमा आएर पैसा तिरेर गर्न नसक्ने अवस्था छ भने उहाँहरूका लागि पनि हाम्रो वाइएमसिएमा चाहिँ आर्थिक स्थिति कम्ती छ भने के गर्दा चाहिँ उहाँहरूलाई प्रोग्राममा संलग्न गराउन सकिन्छ, फाइनेन्सियल सपोर्ट गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा उहाँ कार्यक्रम भएपछि हामी कसैलाई पनि तेरो पैसा छैन, तिमीसँग पैसा नभएकाले हामीले दिँदैनौँ भन्ने खालको हाम्रो कार्यक्रम हुँदैन। र हो त्यो चाहिँ वाइएमसिएको विशेष पनि लाग्छ, राम्रो पनि लाग्छ, किनभने जस्तो आर्थिक स्थिति भएका मान्छेले पनि आएर त्यहाँ काम गर्न सक्छ अथवा त्योमा भाग लिन सक्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ हामी निर्धारित गरेका छौँ। त्यो उहाँहरूले भन्नुहुँदैछ, त्यो कुरा मलाई बहुतै मनपर्छ र मलाई राम्रो पनि लाग्छ। र अगर तपाईँ पनि कोही हुनुहुन्छ रेनल्ड्सबर्गको छेउछाउ अथवा कुनै पनि वाइएमसीको छेउछाउ भने तपाईँले त्यो काम त्यहाँ गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। So let's go to a little bit more in depth now for
Hmm.
Reynoldsburg particularly. What are the different programs in Reynoldsburg? Why? And
Yeah.
if I am interested, or if somebody else in Reynoldsburg is
Yeah.
interested, how can they register those programs? Now, this is primarily focusing on Reynoldsburg area. I mean, anybody can
Yeah.
do, but the focus is Reynoldsburg area.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of different programs for folks to take advantage of. First, the first programs I'm going to think about are for our youth. We do a lot of sports, but we do a lot of non-sport things as well. Our ballet class has been one of our most popular youth programs, as well as our martial arts and our chess program. We have both beginner and we're adding intermediate chess if we haven't done so already. I can't remember if it's winter one or winter two where we've got that, but another really popular sport or group of sports is our Biddy sports series. So that is for ages 3 to 5, and we do everything from basketball, flag football, street hockey is coming up. So if you are interested in street hockey for your 3 to 5 year olds, we've got that coming up in winter too. We also have leagues that are going to be starting with these sports to kind of help get kids, kindergarten through first grade into these sports as well. If you're looking for those, and again, I'd be remiss if I missed our swim lessons program as well. So we do a lot of swim lessons at the Reynoldsburg YMCA. So if you ever come by in the evenings, you'll see that pool packed with kids learning how to swim. But if you're looking to sign up for that, you can certainly come into the branch or the center, and we'll be more than happy to help you get registered for all of the programs that we offer. If you're a current member, you might have access to Y360 on your phone, which you can sign up for all your programs online as well. If you don't know how to use that, again, come into the center and we'll be happy to help you get set up with Y360. And the cool thing about Y360 is, yes, you can use it for your membership, you can use it for programs, but there's a lot of free digital resources on there as well. So if you couldn't get to the gym to do your workout today, hey, there's some digital programs on there that you can select from as well. And that takes me to our adult programming, where we have a lot of group exercise classes. You name it, we've got it, and we're coming up with a lot more as we speak. So Zumba, always popular. Cycling, always popular. Water exercise will be coming back in the near future. But we've also got some interesting new programs like Tai Chi and TRX body training coming in winter too as well. So lots of stuff for everybody. And you register for those just like you would for any of our other programs.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. You gave me so many things. I will try to brief a little bit, but after all, the names are same thing, right? For all the programmings. मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ रेनोल्ड्सबर्ग वाइएमसिएमा गएर रेनोल्ड्सबर्ग वाइएमसिएलाई नि फोकस गरेर चाहिँ हामीलाई भनिदिनुहोस् न के छन् त्यस्ता कार्यक्रम भनेर मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ। बहुत धेरै कार्यक्रम छन् रेनोल्ड्सबर्ग वाइएमसिएमा। सबै वाइएमसिएमा हुन्छ, रेनोल्ड्सबर्गमा बहुत धेरै कार्यक्रम छन्। सबैभन्दा पहिले तपाईँ जसमा मसिना नानीहरू छन् भनेदेखि बेबी सिरिज भनेर प्रोग्राम छ, त्यो प्रोग्राममा तपाईँले आएर साइन अप गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, जुन चाहिँ मसिना नानीहरूका लागि त्यो हुन्छ। अनि स्ट्रिट हकी भनेर चाहिँ त्यही पनि साना नानीहरूका लागि हकी खेलाउन लागि स्ट्रिटमा बाहिर गएर खेलाउने, विन्टरमा चिसामा खेलाउने कुरा छ। अनि किन्डर गार्डनदेखि थर्ड ग्रेडसम्मका लागि त्यो विशेष भयो भने, अनि स्विमिङ लेसन जसलाई पौडी खेल्न मन लाग्छ, पौडी खेल्न सिक्न मन लाग्ला, स्विमिङ लेसन चाहिँ अब तपाईँ आउनु बेलुका 4-5 बजीतिर आउनु पनि देख्नुहुन्छ रेनल्ड्सबर्गको वाइएमसिए भरिएको हुन्छ सिक्ने मान्छेहरूले, त्यो पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। अनि त्यहाँबाट युथ का लागि स्पोर्ट्स खाले खाले युथ बास्केटबल, भलिबल, विभिन्न किसिमका खेलाहरू त्यहाँ छन् भने नन स्पोर्ट्सका स्पोर्ट्स नै मात्रै नन स्पोर्ट्सका नि कुराकानी हुन्छन्। तर त्यो खेल्नै मात्रै हो, उफ्रिने मात्रै हो भन्दाखेरि जो तपाईँलाई चेस खेल्न, उहाँ हाम्रो भाषामा बाक्साल भन्थ्यौँ, अहिले चेस छ फेसन वर्ड शब्द होइन, चेस खेल्न मन लाग्छ भने चेसको लागि कम्पिटिसन पनि हुन्छ। र त्यहाँ अहिले कुन लेभलमा पुग्यो मसिनो नानीहरूलाई ठुलै मान्छेहरू चेस खेल्दाखेरि भयो भनेदेखि अब मार्सल आर्ट ताइक्वान्डो, कराटे इत्यादि कुरा त्यहाँ पनि त्यो छ। त्यो कुरा भयो भने अर्कोपट्टिको कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ अब ग्रुप एक्सर्साइजमा धेरैजना मान्छे 15-20-30जना मान्छे भएर एक्सर्साइज गर्ने त्यहाँ छ भने, अनि जुम्बा क्लास मजा भेला भएर नाच्ने, यसरी मजाले नाच्ने जुम्बा क्लास भयो। त्यहाँदेखि साइकल कुदाउने त्यहाँ पनि छ। अनि त्यहाँबाट अरू वाटर एक्सर्साइज, अरू टाइची, अनि मेबी इन द फ्युचर योगा माइट कम इन द नियर फ्युचर, राइट?
I hope so.
अनि यस्ता खालका छन्। र अब तपाईँलाई कसैलाई आउन मन लागेको रेजिस्टर कसरी गर्ने भन्ने कुरा छ भने सबैभन्दा सजिलो रेनल्ड्सबर्गमा बस्नुहुन्छ भने वाइएमसीमा जानु होला, रेजिस्टर गर्नु होला, त्यहीँ गएर गर्दाखेरि भयो। होइन भने चाहिँ त्यहाँ वाइएमसी जान सक्नुहुन्न भने अनलाइनमा गएर गर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ। Y360मा गएर त्यहाँ रेजिस्टर गरेर विभिन्न कुरा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। तर तपाईँ आउनुभयो साह्रो परेर भने उहाँहरूले ब्रान्चमा बसेर जहिले पनि तपाईँलाई सहयोग गर्न एभर रेडी हुनुहुन्छ। थ्याङ्क यू। आई हेभ अ कपल अफ क्वेसन्स हियर. How much we have to pay per month for those programs? That's Bhim Lamichan is asking. Then Dumber Katwal is telling, I go to YMCA a lot, and when Cassandra was at our usual YMCA, she taught me my family to swim a lot. She moved to another YMCA so she can teach another person like how she taught us. I mean, thank you, that Dumber Katwalji. So the payment question, how can you answer that question?
The payment question. So each of these programs has a little bit of a different cost. Some of our group exercise classes, actually, most of them are free with your membership, right? So with your membership, all of our group exercise classes at this time are free. Some of them are pay, like Tai Chi will be for pay. I don't have the exact number on that yet, but we'll have that very shortly when the registration portal opens. All of the youth classes, it depends on if you're a member or a non-member. Our members get a discount for all of our programs. Non-members can still sign up for those programs and get that as well as for their kids or for themselves. If you want to see all of our prices, if you go to ymcacolumbus.org/Reynoldsburg, you should be able to register for all of our programs there, and that has our full price list as well in the program registration
थ्याङ्क
piece.
यू। उहाँले भन्नुहुँदैछ जुन चाहिँ प्राइसको कुरा जहाँसम्म छ, कतिवटा प्रोग्राम चाहिँ तपाईँले मेम्बरसिप लिइसकेपछि त्यो विदिन द्याट मेम्बरसिपभित्र आउँछन्, जस्तो प्रोग्रामको लागि पैसा तिर्नु पर्दैन, जुन चाहिँलाई फ्री हुनसक्छ। भनेदेखि कतिवटा प्रोग्राम चाहिँ मेम्बरसिप लिइसकेपछि फेरि प्रोग्राम किन्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। ठ्याक्कै चाहिँ मलाई यसो भनेर थाहा भएन। तर तपाईँलाई त्यो चाहिन्छ भने YMCA Columbus dot for I don't remember the website, but I think we'll put that in a comment afterwards, right? You can put that there in a
Yes.
comment. वेबसाइटमा गएर साइन अप गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ कोलम्बसमा गएर चाहिँ, अनि त्यहाँदेखिको प्राइसको लिस्ट सबै हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भन्नुभयो। Thank you, Chris. And these are my questions. Now I have a question which is a little different. And anyway, I'm gonna ask this question. Currently in the United States, especially for people, is there any free program? So let's answer this question. Damar Pradhan is asking, is there any free programmings?
Any free programmings?
Mhm.
Yeah, so all of our group exercise classes, if you're a member, those are free. Some of them are a premium format, but everything that's listed under group exercise is a free class for our members. Our youth programming is, again, we charge for our youth programming, but members get a discount. Our Reynoldsburg community can also join in for just a touch more. If you're a member, we also have our Child Watch available, which is something that where you can bring your kids in, come and get a workout in, and we have our Child Watch available for about an hour and a half for the kids.
So, what is the membership fee before I answer that one?
Yeah, so our membership fees will vary depending on what type of a membership you want to buy. You can buy a single membership, you can buy one adult and kids, you can buy a um, two adults and kids. A lot of different options for that. Um, I don't have our membership rates with me right here, um, but they should be on our website, which is ymcacolumbus.org/Reynoldsburg. You should be able to find all of those right there. There is a difference in how you can pay as well. You can pay by month, or you can pay for a full year as well. Um, a lot of times, our seniors will take advantage of silver sneakers or things like that through their insurance programs or through their Medicaid or their Medicare programs, which is really nice. A lot of times that'll cover the good chunk of memberships. We have a lot of different options to help reduce that cost for people as well. Like I said, we want to make membership for all.
Right. Thank you. यो मेम्बरसिपको कुरा जहाँसम्म गर्नुभयो, मेम्बरसिपका धेरैवटा तहहरू छन्। कुनै एउटा व्यक्तिलाई लिने हो कि ग्रुपमा लिने हो कि फ्यामिलीसँग लिने हो कि एउटा किड्स अर्को लिने हो, त्यो विभिन्न किसिमका हुन्छन्। मलाई यति रुपियाँ लाग्छ, यति डलर लाग्छ भने ठ्याक्कै मलाई थाहा भएन भन्न सकिने। त्यो चाहिँ तपाईँलाई YMCA.org Columbus/Reynoldsburg भएर जानुभयो भने त्यहाँ तपाईँले देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ, हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। तर अरू मेम्बरसिप लिइसकेपछि त्यहाँ विभिन्न भित्रका प्रोग्राममा जोइन गर्न सकिन्छ, जोइन गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ, फाइदा लिन सक्नुहुन्छ। र म हेर्ने दर्शक साथीहरू तपाईँले आज भोलिनुभएका तपाईँले सेयर गर्नु भएन, प्लिज सेयर गर्दै कुन सिटीबाट हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ लेखिदिनु होला भनेर मैले अघि पनि भनेको थिएँ। एक दुईजना लेख्नुभयो, अरूले लेख्नु भएको छैन। र हो त्यो मेम्बरसिपको कुरा मैले त्यहाँ गरेँ। So now, Chris, which is a different question than why,
Yeah.
especially nowadays in the United States, like people like me who are non-white and immigrants who are coming from outside are being targeted by ICE. And I hear these things from many community members. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, today I was in my day job, and somebody was coming there to apply for his benefit, and he
Mm-hmm.
was asking me that he is in different status, though he's legally here and he's not a citizen, and his wife and his kids are citizen. They were asking me, "Will the ICE come here?" Which is a question of weird, because that should not be any kind of things for him, because he has nothing to do with anything to do as such. But in a YMCA, like maybe some people may not be going out there because they're afraid, because I just heard from
Mm-hmm.
an individual today itself. So what do you have any answer for this kind of question? So this is a difficult question for you. I really don't know, but this is a reality for
Yeah.
many people like us.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The Reynoldsburg Community Center YMCA is committed to providing safe spaces for all individuals and families we serve. If Immigration's Customs Enforcement visits one of our facilities with a legal warrant, we will cooperate in accordance with our procedures and policies. But, again, we're committed to providing those safe spaces for all individuals who come into our doors.
All right. थ्याङ्क यू। लेट मी टेल दिस थिङ्स। मैले आज उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ, जस्तै अब हाम्रो गाउँघरमा आजै मात्रै मसँग एकजना मित्र हुनुहुन्थ्यो, काहीँ मैले मेरो काममा उहाँ आउनुभएको थियो। उहाँको त्यो केही गर्ने क्रममा उहाँले मलाई सोध्नुहुँदै थियो, म यसरी आएको, म चाहिँ यस्तो यस्तो स्ट्याटसमा छु र मलाई अहिले यहाँ आएर आइसले त केही गर्दैन भन्ने कुराकानी गर्नुहुँदै थियो। डरले भन्नुहुँदै थियो, मलाई बहुत धेरै डराउनु भएको थियो। र रेनल्ड्सबर्गको YMCAमा जाँदाखेरि अब केही खेल्नको लागि केही रमाइलो गर्दाखेरि आइसले कस्तो गर्छ, तपाईँको के छ पोलिसी भन्दा कुरा उहाँले भन्नुहुँदैछ। उहाँहरूले जो मान्छे तपाईँ हामी जान्छौँ त्यहाँ जानका लागि अब इमिग्रेसन कस्टमर्स आइसका मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ यहाँको सरकारी जजले दिएको वारेन्ट लिएर आए पनि उनीहरूसँग हामी मिलेर कुराकानी गर्छौँ। होइन भने त्यहाँ भएका सबै मान्छेका लागि सहज वातावरण बनाउन लागि हामी सधैँ काम गर्छौँ, र त्यसका लागि हामी सहज वातावरण बनाउन हामी उद्देश्य गर्छौँ, सबैका लागि खुला ठाउँ राख्छौँ भन्ने कुरा उहाँले हामीलाई जानकारी गराउँदै हुनुहुन्छ। र त्यहाँदेखि बाहेक मैले उहाँलाई तयार पारेका प्रश्नहरू यति नै थिए। अहिले तपाईँका कसैका केही क्वेसन छन् भने मलाई सोध्नुहोला, होइन भने आई थिङ्क I finished almost all of my questions. So thank you, Chris. And is there anything else that you want to add to our conversation?
Just thinking about some upcoming stuff that we've got. On the 28th of this month, we will be hosting a Black History Month event on that Saturday, the 28th, from 10 to about 2 o'clock. We haven't finished up all of the stuff that we're going to be planning, but look for that to be coming out very shortly, and we'll definitely share that with you as we have all that information ready to go. But what our team's putting together should be pretty special. We have Healthy Kids Day coming up on April 18th as well. More details to come on that as we start to plan for that, but that's always a fun day across the YMCA of Central Ohio and YMCAs across the country where we get to celebrate healthy kids and have fun with that and kick off a lot of our summer stuff. But summer is coming as well. And if your kids are interested in summer day camp, we are open for registration for summer day camp. I can say that the activities and the weeks are going to be fun. We're really excited for the very first week, which is our STEM camp. So we're doing an engineering camp right off the bat, but we'll have things like uh, STEM, we'll have talent, we'll have art, you name it, we're going to do that in summer camp. So it's a great time for kids to come out, play, have fun, learn something at the same time. Those will start first week of June. So get registered. We have 10 different weeks, I believe. So get registered for those now because spots will fill very, very quick.
वाउ थ्याङ्क यू उहाँले 3-4वटा कुरा बताउनु भयो मलाई फेरि अझै क्वेसन सोध्छु म फेब्रुअरी 28 तारिक आउने यही महिनाको 28 तारिक चाहिँ ब्ल्याक हिस्ट्री मन्थ यहाँका काला जाति जो मान्छेहरू हुन्छन् उहाँहरूको इतिहासका लागि भने विशेष दिन तयार गरेको चाहिँ फेब्रुअरी भनेको चाहिँ ब्ल्याक अमेरिकनहरूका लागि विशेष महिना हो र 28 तारिक चाहिँ यहाँ ब्ल्याक हिस्ट्री मन्थको कार्यक्रम त्यहाँ हुन्छ हामी सबैजनालाई उहाँलाई निमन्त्रणा गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ अनि अर्को हेल्दी किड्स डे समरमा आइसकेपछि हेल्दी किड्स मसिना नानीहरूलाई कसरी स्वास्थ्य र तन्दुरुस्त राख्ने भनेर चाहिँ YMCAले विशेष कार्यक्रम गर्छ र त्यो कार्यक्रमको पनि दिन आउँदैछ अनि विशेष गरेर समर क्याम्प दिस इज समथिङ वी निड टु टक मोर समर क्याम्प भयङ्करै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ र समर क्याम्पमा धेरैवटा कार्यक्रमहरू हुने गर्छन् यो कार्यक्रममा संलग्न हुन हामी तपाईँ सबै संलग्न हुन सक्छौँ संलग्न हुनका लागि आजै रेजिस्ट्रेसन गर्नुहोला रेजिस्ट्रेसन गर्न किनभने त्यहाँ सडन मान्छेका लागि मात्रै ठाउँ हुन्छ त्यो मान्छे पुरा भएपछि त्यहाँ बन्द हुन्छ रेजिस्ट्रेसन र नानीहरू बाहिर बर्खा टाइममा बाहिर कुद्ने कहाँ जाने कता गर्ने कसलाई भेट्ने के खाने विभिन्न कुरामा इन्भल्भ हुन सक्छन् तर हामीले समर क्याम्पमा लगायो भने त्यहाँ सही मान्छेसँग भेटेर सही एक्टिभिटीमा पनि इन्भल्भ हुन सक्छन् भन्नुभयो सो क्रिस क्यान यु टक लिटल बिट मोर अबाउट द समर क्याम्प वाट आर द some of the activities that we do what is the focus who will be doing I think many people that may be interested to know about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So the summer camp, the day camps that we have on site are for ages 5 to 12, and it is all day hours. So it's really convenient for our families. We'll be doing things like STEM learning, field trips, swimming, outdoor games. But usually these weeks all have a theme around them too. Like I said, our first week is all about engineering, so we're really excited to bring that one. We've started planning all of the activities. We'll have a superhero week. We'll have a talent week. We have a water week, which is always very, very popular, which is all things water. But it's a great time for those kids to come out and have something structured to do in a safe environment. We also have a traditional camp experience at Camp Wilson here in Central Ohio. It is a summer overnight camp, and that is for ages 6 to 17. It is a traditional camp. They will be doing a lot of things like you'd see on a ranch, like with, they'll be with horses, they'll be camping, they'll be fishing, things like that at that kind of a camp as well. So that's something that you can get registered for as well. Not held at Reynoldsburg, but it's held over at Camp Wilson here in Central Ohio.
Okay, thank you. उहाँले मैले समर क्याम्पका बारेमा दुईवटा कुरा भए एउटा चाहिँ भनेको 5 देखि 12 वर्षसम्मका नानीहरूका लागि जुन डे क्याम्प हुन्छ यहाँ रेनल्ड्सबर्गमै हुन्छ तपाईँ नानीहरू रेजिस्टर गर्ने नानीहरूलाई त्यहाँ लाने त्यहाँ विभिन्न किसिमका एक्टिभिटिजहरू तीमध्येको एउटा इन्जिनियरिङका लागि स्टेम भनेर अघि कुराकानी गर्नुभयो त्यस्तोमा कसरी नानीहरूलाई इन्भल्भ गर्ने त्यही लेभलको नानीहरूको विषयमा गर्ने जुन चाहिँ नानीहरू त्यहाँ लागेको थिएन भने बाहिरतिर चारपट्टि कुदेर विभिन्न किसिमका सङ्गतसँग जाएका काममा विभिन्न किसिमका सङ्गतमा लाग्ने थियो भने त्यहाँ सही मान्छेसँग बसेर सही इन्भाइरोमेन्टमा बसेर अगाडि बढ्नका लागि सजिलो हुने वातावरण सिर्जना हुन्छ र सिर्जना उहाँहरूले गर्नुहुन्छ भने अर्को छ 6 देखि 17 वर्षसम्मका नानीहरूका लागि क्याम्प विल्सन भन्नेको त्यो चाहिँ भनेको ओभरनाइट त्यहाँ गएर राति पनि त्यहाँ बस्ने खालको क्याम्प हो जुन क्याम्पमा चाहिँ उहाँ जाने रेन्ज भनेको जङ्गलमा बस्ने त्यहाँ जङ्गलमा पकाउने खाने विभिन्न किसिमका जुन चाहिँ बाहिर बस्दाखेरि अब हाम्रो नानीहरूले अहिले यहाँ भएका नानीहरूले प्रायः जसरी आगो बालेर दाउरा बालेर खाना पकाउनुपर्छ भने सब देखेको पनि छैन धेरै जसोले। र त्यो क्याम्पमा जाँदा चाहिँ यस्ता खालका कुराहरू बहुत धेरै कुराहरू सिकिन्छ। जस्तै हाम्रो नानीहरू पहिले जाँदै सानो हुँदाखेरि र त्यहाँ सिकिन्छ र यो मौका छ र यो रेनल्ड्सबर्गमा चाहिँ हुँदैन त्यो बाहिर बस्ने चाहिँ क्याम्प आउट गर्ने चाहिँ बाहिर जानुपर्छ क्याम्प विल्सन भन्नेमा, तर सेन्ट्रल ओहायोमा हुन्छ। र तपाईँको कोही नानीहरू हुनुहुन्छ त नानीहरू तपाईँ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ त्यो जान मन छ भने आजै साइन अप गर्नु होला, किनभने त्यो ठाउँ चाहिँ छिटो भरिन सक्छ। भरिसकेपछि फेरि आफूले पछाडि मौका नपाउन सकिन्छ। त्योभन्दा अर्थ पाइन्छ अरू कुरा पाइहाल्ला, तर त्यो पार्टिकुलर अपर्च्युनिटी चाहिँ नहुन सक्छ र त्यसमा भाग लिन सक्नुहुन्छ। थ्याङ्क यू। So before I forget, I will ask one more question to you.
Yeah.
In YMCA, there are a lot of volunteering opportunities. Like I am a board member there,
Hmm.
which is a volunteer position. So, are there any other volunteering opportunities to volunteer, or is there an opportunity for somebody want to donate some money there? Can you also
Yeah.
share something like that? Because as a board member, I have my responsibility to
Yes.
get some donation out. This I'm using this
Yeah.
opportunity here.
Absolutely. There are always opportunities to volunteer with the YMCA. Contact me. We will find a way for you to get involved, whether it is with our events, whether it is with, our youth sports. We are always looking for coaches for those sports. We're always looking for, help at events that we're putting on for the community. We will find something for somebody that wants to get involved in the community. I have never told a volunteer no. I've never told a volunteer no before. And there's also, if you're like, I don't have the time, but I do have the treasure, we do take donations as well. So, you can always come right into the YMCA. I'd be more than happy to talk with you about how to make that contribution. If you're a member, when you walk up to the front desk, you can do that right through the front desk system right there. Say you'd like to make a donation, and they can take that pledge right there at the front desk as well. But when folks do that, I want them to understand that it's not, it's to help the community, right? It is to serve the community. Those dollars that we raise through our campaign are to help send a kid to day camp who might not be able to afford it otherwise, to get that family a discount on their membership to where they may not be able to afford a YMCA membership otherwise. It really helps make Reynoldsburg stronger. When you invest in the Y, you invest in Reynoldsburg.
थ्याङ्क यू। मैले उहाँलाई सोधेको थिएँ, अब कोही भएन हाम्रो मसिना भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई स्वयंसेवाका लागि आवश्यक परिरहेको हुन्छ, कसो खाँचो परिरहेको हुन्छ, कति स्वयंसेवाको घन्टा चाहिरहेको हुन्छ, त्यस्तो अथवा कसैलाई कहीँ गएर भोलिन्टियर गर्छु भन्ने लागेको छ भने YMCमा जाने भयो भने YMCमा जहिले पनि भोलिन्टियरको लागि ठाउँ मिलिरहेको हुन्छ। उहाँ भन्नुहुन्छ कोही स्वयंसेवा गर्छु भन्दै आयो भने त्यसलाई नो भन्ने कुरा हाम्रो कहिले पनि त्यो दस्तुर नै छैन। हामी जहिले पनि त्यहाँ त्यो मान्छेलाई मौकाको लागि खोजी गर्छौँ र मौका दिन्छु भन्नुभयो भने साथसाथै अब कतिजना मान्छेहरू हुनुहुन्छ हामीसँग मसँग समय छैन तर म पैसा दिन सक्छु, म कुनै पैसा लगेर त्यहाँनिर डोनेट गरेर त्यो दान दिन सक्छु भने तपाईँको चाहनुहुन्छ भने दान दिनका लागि ठाउँ पनि छ, दान दिन सक्नुहुन्छ। दान दिनु भनेको चाहिँ त्यहाँ गएर त्यो YMCAलाई चलाउनको लागि भन्नुपर्दा पनि कतिजना परिवारका मान्छेहरू आर्थिक कमजोरी हुन्छ, उहाँहरूको आर्थिक कमजोरी भएकाले उहाँहरू YMCAमा जान सक्नुहुन्न, मेम्बरसिप लिन सक्नुहुन्न र आफ्नो नानीहरूलाई त्यो कार्यक्रममा संलग्न गराउन सक्नुहुन्न। अगर तपाईँले त्यहाँ केही पैसा डोनेसन गर्नुभयो भने त्यो पैसालाई चाहिँ त्यो नानीका लागि, त्यो नानीको भविष्यका लागि, नानीलाई त्यो कार्यक्रमका लागि संलग्न गराउन सकिन्छ। तपाईँ YMCAमा तपाईँले दिनु भनेको रेनल्ड्सबर्गलाई राम्रो बनाउनु हो, रेनल्ड्सबर्ग आफ्नो गाउँघरलाई राम्रो बनाउनु हो र एउटा उखान भने जस्तै पहिले आफ्नो गाउँ आफै बनाऊ भन्ने उखान जस्तै हामीले पनि आफ्नो सहर आफै बनाऊ भन्ने कुराकानी गर्नु हो। र तपाईँ चाहनुहुन्छ, सक्नुहुन्छ, क्षमता छ भने त्यहाँ गएर अनुदान पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि उहाँलाई स्पष्ट पार्नुभयो। र हजुर तपाईँ कसैको केही क्वेसन छैन भने ठिक छ, अब म तपाईँ कसैका कमेन्ट यहाँ पढ्छु र आज यहाँबाट बिदा हुन्छु हामी। So is there anything else, Chris, that you want to add now?
You know what? I would just say, first off, thank you for letting me, be here with you this evening and talking with the community. Come out and visit us. If you've never been to the Reynoldsburg Community Center, YMCA, come and see us. We are more than happy to give you a tour, talk with you about everything that we have to offer. We just want to see as many people come in and be a part of the YMCA as we possibly can. I love the YMCA for its sense of belonging that we create. But yeah, come and see us. We just love to see everybody come out and feel safe in our spaces.
Alright. मैले उहाँलाई अरू केही तपाईँको भनेर सोधिरहेको थिएँ। उहाँ अरू केही छ तपाईँको भन्दा उहाँ भन्नुहुन्छ तपाईँ अर्थोक धेरै नभए पनि YMCA आउनुहोस्, घुम्नुहोस्, हेर्नुहोस् के छ कसो गर्नुहोस्। र मलाई YMCA बहुत मनपर्छ। तपाईँका नानीहरूलाई सायद राम्रो होला, कस्तो हुन्छ त्यसको अनुभव सेयर गर्नुहोस्। र त्यति भन्दै मेरो अरू कुरा तपाईँलाई धेरै भन्नु छैन, तर आएर हेर्नुहोस् त्यस्तो केही छ भने भन्ने कुराकानी गर्नुहुन्छ। अगर तपाईँलाई म पनि त्यही भन्छु, अरू जुन सिटीमा बस्नुहुन्छ भने पनि आफ्नो नानीहरूलाई, आफू नभए आफ्नो नानीहरूलाई भरिसके YMCA मा सम्लग्न गराउनु भयो भने राम्रो हुन्छ। Alright, with that said, Vishnu Nutel is saying Jai Hos. Jai Hos means let there be good. That is what it is. And Dambar Pradhan is watching from Pennsylvania. And Hari Priya is saying Jai Jai Hos means let there be good thing happen. So with that said, thank you, Chris, for coming. So thank you and everyone. And sabaiलाई